It is often that you hear something that does not make even a little bit of sense. But it is rare that you hear something that is pure 100% nonsense, certified. And we are dealing with this latter case. Before I show you this piece of amazing discovery, fasten your seatbelts and wear your helmets. You do not want to lose your IQ points or jump off the building. This is exactly what you may be motivated to do when you hear the original, anonymous, suit-wearing, skeptic avatar. So, this is what he has to say. For God to be possible, it needs to be demonstrated that the ultimate nature of reality, physical or otherwise, is capable of supporting such a being, one which, while being non-physical and not residing within a universe, can interact with and perceive every particle without affecting them in any way unless it so chooses. The claim that God is possible is completely unsupported by anything at all. Unless, of course, he wants to special plead our own suit-wearing savior of mankind from Muslims, Christians, and God himself, that everything is impossible until it is demonstrated possible. Just wait. Do you know that there is something that literally every discovery and invention on planet proves wrong? You guessed it right. Probably. This argument. If everything is impossible unless demonstrated, it means at every given point of time, any future discovery or invention or idea was impossible. So guys, halt your research. If it is already established by skeptic master a priori and necessarily that any new advancement is impossible, you can just come out of your underground lab and humongous amount of books. You never saw science degree worthlessness until now. But hey, you can ponder, if it is true today and was true yesterday and true 6,000 years ago. I switched to creationism this minute. How come any of us did any progress? But you will not get answer because it is impossible to get answer unless you have it already, which will bring up the question, how can you have it already? Never mind, logic is tough. And that is why we need Muslim this is my wife, so I debunk him, or armored skeptic unoriginal clone guy to help us out. Now in seriousness, this really shows how burden of proof is constantly shifted by new atheists. You would assume that it is a burden on someone to prove that something is impossible, especially in the realm of skepticism. All options are assumed possible unless demonstrated otherwise, because claim of something to be a fact or impossibility is a claim of certain knowledge, and skepticism is a position that certain knowledge is impossible. Even at the popular level, skepticism deals with analyzing certainty alluded in claims. It is a position of uncertainty unless something that is very reliable and very believable is presented as evidence. Logicked argues that it should be shown that God is possible, that the burden of proof is on others and not him to show why what he personally does not believe in is possible de facto, and he would not entertain even possibility of it. The classic example of close-mindedness. What is more important here, aside from his comment and the fact that hey, he was pinned too, is the stance of atheists and the bait and switch they can pull off in absence of any unified theory. What is atheism? See, these guys tell you.
Is non-belief in the existence of a deity. It doesn't make assertions, and it doesn't in any way address knowledge.
Nothing but this. I don't believe in any gods or a deity. That's
exactly what atheists believe.
An atheist says there is no God.
You know that God does not exist.
You believe that God does not exist.
They don't have evidence that God doesn't exist.
But they conclude there is no God.
A true atheist is someone who believes there is no God.
Now, as an atheist, I can tell you that this belief of what an atheist believes is just flat wrong.
I did want to touch on one more thing. When I say atheist is the people that do not believe in a God, that is not the same as saying that they believe there is no God. Saying that somebody believes there is no God is the opposite of saying, yes, I believe in a God. And both positions require evidence. You have to either provide evidence that there is a God, or you have to provide evidence that there is not a God. Saying I do not believe in God means I have not been shown a reason to believe in God. It doesn't mean that I do not believe in God, or it doesn't mean, that I believe there is no God. It just...
Somebody tell them they are wrong. Now some might say that Logicked is a different type of atheist. then why they do not do a thing? Atheists first figure out themselves what atheism means and whether they are sure whether there is a God or not. What is the use of debating, atheists, when you have not decided what you agree with? If Logicked is right, these people really need to consider why they are still so brainwashed, and even a self-described skeptic agrees that there is no God. If they are right, it seems that Logicked needs a new job, or at least a new avatar and a new description of himself.